Solo Sikoa was on the receiving end of a forward message from his Bloodline stablemate, Jacob Fatu. Sikoa's faction lost the War Games match to the Og Bloodline and CM Punk. This week on SmackDown, the Bloodline made a huge statement after their loss at War Games. The faction set its sights on multiple superstars, including LA Knight and Andrade, who were ambushed during their segment with Shinsuke Nakamura. War Games marked Fatu's second ever loss in the WWE. His first loss was at the Bad Blood Premium Live event, when he teamed up with Sikoa against Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes in a tag team match. Despite suffering 2 losses in the company, the Samoan Werewolf is yet to be pinned or submitted. Zilla Fatu and Jacob Fatu teamed up occasionally on the independent circuit before the latter signed with the WWE. Speaking on the Busted Open podcast, Zilla discussed his goals in the professional wrestling industry. He wants to showcase more of his technical side of wrestling, which he believes Jacob has been able to highlight in WWE. Zilla said, since debuting in WWE, Jacob has competed in 1 singles match. On SmackDown before Survivor Series, he defeated JUSO to get the War Games advantage for the Bloodline. The Samoan Werewolf is expected to feature in more singles matches down the road. The fallout from WWE Survivor Series is always dramatic, but this year, the reverberations were seismic. With tensions boiling over in the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, often seen as the silent enforcer of the faction, found himself at the center of a heated discussion online after his actions during and following the event. But what truly turned heads was a cryptic message from none other than Jacob Fatu, a fellow member of the legendary Wwe family and a star in Major League Wrestling, MLW. Fatu's message, delivered via social media, sent the wrestling world into a frenzy. What did he mean? Was this a simple show of support or a warning? And how could it impact the future of the Bloodline? Let's break it all down. Survivor Series 2023 was a showcase of dominance, betrayal, and raw emotion. The Bloodline's inner turmoil was on full display as Roman Reigns, the reigning tribal chief, struggled to maintain control over the faction. JUSO's departure from the group earlier this year had already splintered their unity, but Survivor Series introduced new fractures. Solo Sikoa, known for his stoic demeanor and brutal in-ring style, was thrust into the spotlight when his loyalty to Reigns came into question. During a pivotal moment in the main event, Solo hesitated, leading to speculation that he might be considering a path independent of Roman's shadow. Adding fuel to the fire, post-match interactions saw Solo confront Jimmy USO, the brother he once stood beside without question. Fans noticed the tension and began speculating. Was Solo ready to challenge Roman's authority? While the wrestling world was buzzing with speculation about the Bloodline's future, Jacob Fatu entered the conversation. Known as the Samoan Werewolf, Fatu is one of the most physically dominant and charismatic wrestlers in MLW, and his connection to the Wwe dynasty makes him an intriguing player in the larger Bloodline saga. Fatu's message to Solo, shared in an Instagram post with a black and white photo of the two together as kids, read, "Blood runs deep, but loyalty is earned. Keep your head on straight, USO. Remember who you are before the lights tell you different." The post included hashtags like #SamoanStrong and #FamilyFirst, further igniting fan theories about its meaning. The cryptic nature of Fatu's message left fans debating its implications. Here are some of the most popular theories. A show of support. Some fans interpreted the message as a simple show of familial support. Solo's growing conflict with Roman and Jimmy might feel isolating, and Fatu's words could be a reminder that his family, including those outside WWE, are behind him. A warning about Roman Reigns. Others saw the message as a cautionary note about Roman's controlling leadership style. Fatu, known for his own fierce independence, might be urging Solo to find his own path rather than becoming another pawn in Roman's game. teasing an MLW WWE connection. The most exciting theory for fans was that this could signal Fatu's interest in joining WWE and possibly aligning or clashing with Solo. With the recent trend of cross-promotional appearances and signings, Fatu's arrival in WWE could be a game-changer for the Bloodline storyline. The Bloodline, once a symbol of unbreakable unity, now finds itself on shaky ground. Roman's dominance as tribal chief has been a cornerstone of WWE programming for years, but cracks are beginning to show. Solo Sikoa, who was initially brought in as Roman's enforcer, has evolved into a wildcard within the group. His silent yet intense presence has made him a fan favorite, and his potential rebellion could be the final nail in the Bloodline's coffin. Jimmy USO's recent actions, aligning more closely with Roman, but showing signs of internal conflict, have only complicated matters. Meanwhile, JUSO, now thriving on his own, looms large in the narrative as a reminder that breaking free from Roman can lead to greater success. Fatu's message, whether intentionally or not, has amplified the stakes. Fans are now wondering if Solo will take his cousin's advice and carve his own path, or if he'll remain loyal to the crumbling bloodline. Jacob Fatu has long been a standout in MLW, where his dominant title reign and explosive in-ring style have made him one of the most talked about wrestlers outside WWE. His ties to the Wwe family make him a natural fit for the ongoing Bloodline storyline. Imagine Fatu stepping into WWE as a disruptor, challenging Roman's authority, or perhaps even aligning with Solo to form a new faction. His inclusion could inject fresh energy into a storyline that has already captured the imagination of fans worldwide. Moreover, Fatu's arrival would open up endless possibilities for dream matches and rivalries, from Roman Reigns to Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and beyond. The combination of Solo Sikoa's actions at Survivor Series and Jacob Fatu's message has sent fans into a speculative frenzy. On social media, reactions ranged from excitement to elaborate fantasy booking scenarios. Support for Solo. Solo is about to break free and become the star we all know he can be. Jacob Fatu's words are exactly what he needs right now, one fan tweeted. Calls for Jacob Fatu in WWE. Jacob Fatu joining WWE to reunite with Solo and overthrow Roman? Take my money, another wrote. The Bloodline's future. The Bloodline storyline just keeps getting better. Jacob Fatu's involvement would be the perfect twist. As WWE heads into the final stretch of 2023, Solo Sikoa finds himself at a crossroads. Will he continue to play the role of enforcer, or will he heed Jacob Fatu's words and break away from Roman's control? If Survivor Series taught us anything, it's that the Bloodline story is far from over. With Jacob Fatu's cryptic message adding a new layer of intrigue, fans will be watching closely to see how Solo responds. Could this be the start of a new chapter for Solo Sikoa? One where he steps out of Roman's shadow and claims his place as a leader? Or will family loyalty keep him tethered to the Bloodline, even as it teeters on the edge of collapse? The Bloodline storyline has been one of WWE's most compelling narratives in recent history, and Survivor Series has only added to its complexity. Solo Sikoa's growing prominence and Jacob Fatu's timely message have injected fresh excitement into an already gripping tale. Whether Fatu's words lead to Solo's rebellion, a renewed sense of loyalty, or even Fatu's own arrival in WWE, one thing is certain: the Wwe family's legacy continues to dominate the wrestling world, both inside and outside the ring.